All right, everybody, welcome. Coming at you from Augusta, Georgia here. It's June 22nd. If you would, go ahead and make your way to your feet. We're gonna do some breathing intermixed with a little bit of blood flow today. So we're gonna start with your feet about hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. You just wanna kind of be nice and relaxed in your feet and in your arms. Let your arms be heavy. And then we're gonna start by letting the arms swing around the body and they just slap against the body, just nice and relaxed. Let's get some blood flow going. We're gonna go between 40 and 60 seconds here, and then we'll do some nice deep breathing in between. So again, you wanna let those arms just kind of slap against the body. Hips are swaying back and forth. Arms are heavy. And you can use this time to start to think about your intention for the class, where you want your focus to be for the next hour. If you got any negative talk going on, just celebrate that you showed up, moving your body. All right, from here, go ahead and stand nice and tall. Bring your palms together in front of the chest. We're gonna breathe in nice and deep and reach up to overhead. Breathe in, stretch long. Reaching tall for the ceiling. We're gonna exhale, bring the shoulder blades back and down. Start to bring the arms down to the sides like scarecrow arms. Fantastic, palms back in front. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Breathe in, stretch up. Stretch up nice and long and nice slow exhale. Slowly let it all the way out. Pulling the shoulders back as you bring the arms and elbows down. Excellent. 1 more time. Palms together. Breathe in. And exhale nice and long, nice and smooth. Bend the elbows down or open up through the chest, however you want to do it. Very good. And now we're going to swing the arms and just slightly sidestep. So side to side arm swings with a gentle sidestep. Fantastic. Very good. Steady the feet, and now we're gonna go up and down with the arms. Swing them back, swing them up, back and up. So just keep the core strong. You don't wanna let your rib cage lift up here. Just opening through the shoulders. You may not get them quite as high, whatever feels good. Fantastic. From here, palms together in front of the chest. We're gonna turn them slightly to the side, and we're gonna open our arms in a diagonal fashion. Palms facing forward, close the palms together, and spread them open. We're gonna go 5 times each side. Close down and open. Good, 2 more. Close and open. As you're opening, try not to shrug the shoulder towards the ear, but keep the shoulder blade back and down on that top arm. And now let's reverse, and same thing other side. Here we go. Open, shoulders down, chest open, close, open. Good. Connect to your breath here, whatever feels natural. Try not to hold the breath. Good. 1 more. Excellent. Shake that out. We're gonna go 3 more breaths. Same way we did the first time, palms together in front of the chest, nice and solid in your legs. Go ahead and close your eyes with this one and just feel the movement connect to your breath. Here we go. Breathe in, reach tall. And exhale, slowly drop the arms down. Good, palms together, breathe in, stretch long. And exhale, let it all out. Excellent, 1 more, palms together. Breathe in, stretch long, really elongate through the spine. And nice, slow exhale, let it all out. Very good. Hands on the hips, let's circle those hips around. Kind of feel for any stiffness. Very good, and when you're ready, switch sides, or switch directions, I should say, so circle the hips the other way. We've heard some amazing, I guess you'd call it white noise, if you will. We had some frogs singing to us and some really fantastic crickets the other night. All right, from those hip circles, we're gonna go into our seal jacks next. So palms together in front of the body. We're gonna open the chest, step 1 leg out to the side, close, bring them together, back and forth. Now we'll start to increase the breathing a little bit. Nice and fluid. As we're doing these seal jacks, paying attention to those shoulders, and we're not shrugging them up with this movement, shoulder blades back and down, opening through the chest. Very good. From here, we're gonna go into our march. So we're gonna march, arms, opposite arm lifts up as the knee lifts up. Very good. Focusing to stabilize the hips. So as you pick that foot up, don't let that hip kick out, meaning it would look like this. So nice and strong, staying square. Very good. From our march, we're gonna go, you can either repeat that seal jack, or if it feels good to reach your arms up overhead, we'll go to a power jack. So arms overhead or out to the side, step the leg out to the side. There we go. Nice steady breathing. If you want something more dynamic, you could do a regular jumping jack here. Otherwise, just stick with these stepping power jacks. Fantastic. From here, if you want to balance on something, I'll use the tree here. You can use a chair. Stand up nice and tall out of the hip with the other leg. You're going to imagine you're going up and over a hurdle. And then once you clear that hurdle, you're going to come up and around, return back to the back position. So up and over. Just lift the leg up as high as feels good on your hip, up and back. Fantastic. Couple more. Up and over, up and back. Good. Last one. Up and over. Keep lifting strong out of that support leg, up and back. Very good. Shake that out. Circle the hips around. I'm going to use the PVC stick to balance on the other side. Switch sides when you're ready on those hip circles. And then we'll go back to our up and overs on the opposite leg. All right, so before you go on to that single leg support, strong in the core, lift up out of that hip. And then here we go. Start with the toe pointing out to the side, and then bring it up and forward. Pull up as you lift, up and back. We'll go about 5 total. 4 more. Up and forward, up and back. And you get to control how high your hurdle is. So just go through a range of motion that feels good to your body. Up and back. Excellent. 2 more. And up and back. Fantastic. All right, shake that out. Kind of just swing the hips side to side here. Fantastic. And with a slight bend in the knees, we'll send the hips back, send the hips forward. Engage those glutes as you send the hips forward. You don't have any pinch in the low back, just supporting through the glutes. Getting a little bit of some hip extension there. Back and forward. Very good. Forward. All right, fantastic. From here, we're going to come down, feet firmly planted. You're going to step out with a lateral step the other foot in, step out. On the second step, you're going to reach your hips back, reach your arms out, lower down to what we call a sumo squat. So just a little bit wider than normal. And then we're going to head back the other way. Step out, step in, step out, and sink back for that sumo squat. Heels strongly planted, pushing the knees out, controlling that range of motion. Good job. 2 more times each side. Step out, in, out, and sink into that squat. See if you can get just a little bit deeper each time, but keeping your chest tall. All right, back the other way. In, back, and slowly pulling down. Reach those arms out to help keep that chest tall, and push through the feet to stand. Fantastic. Once more each side. And drop back, pull back. You could also like hold on to like a doorway or something. It's nice and sturdy if you wanted to help sink down and you want a little bit more support. So I could like use my tree as a friend if I wanted and hang on here and then hold on as I squat back. So if you feel a little bit unstable in your squat, feel free to use an assist. All right, fantastic. Arm swings once more. Back and forth. Alternate which arm's on top. All right, from here, we're going to introduce some hinging movement patterns. So we're going to do what's called a waiter's bow, or going to be very similar to the good morning we'll do later on in the class. So I have my feet straight underneath my hips, toes are pointing straight ahead, slight bend in the knees. We're going to start the arms crossed over the chest. You're going to hinge your hips back, keeping the core engaged, a little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings there, and then stand tall, engage your glutes at the top. So squeeze your tush. Send the hips back, bowing forward. And push through the feet, stand tall. If you feel pretty confident there, you can either keep the hands there or you can go hands behind the head. We call this the arrested good morning. So hands behind the head, slight bend in the knees, send the hips back. This helps open the chest a little bit more. Really hold that tall chest position and stand. Good, let's go a couple more here. Remember to stay engaged in the core, Hips back, hips back, hips back, and then stand smooth. Excellent. Last one. Slight bend in the knees, hinging over, and stand. Fantastic. All right. One more upper body stretch, then we're going to start with our first circuit. We're going to do what's called eagle arms. So let's start with your right arm coming on top. Left arm's going to swing under. And then you just kind of try to get these hands to interlace. Very good. You can do this standing. I'm just coming a little bit closer. So with this bottom arm, my left arm, I'm pushing up against that top arm as I'm pushing down. And then with the hands, I'm taking my left hand and pushing out against the right. And then you breathe. So typically you'll most commonly feel this like in the outside of the shoulder here. If you have more tension somewhere else, that might feel a little bit different to you. Very good, and then relax out of that. We're gonna come out, now it's gonna be left arm on top. Left arm on top, right arm sweeps under. Interlace those hands. Stand or sit nice and tall, and then we're gonna be pushing down against the palm, up and down against the elbows. Very good. Fantastic. And up and down arm swings. Fantastic. Remember not to arch the back here. Very good. And then with a band or without a band, interlacing the hands behind. You can use a towel or a band to assist, where you would grab onto the towel and pull the arms back. If you have the flexibility, go ahead and interlace the fingertips, extend back. So with the legs nice and strong, core engaged, you're either lifting straight up here, or you can add the forward fold. So either stay here, or if you want, you can bow forward and now pull the arms over your head as you add a little hamstring stretch as well. Long in the spine, strong in the core, keep those legs engaged. Whether you're standing or bent forward, one more nice deep breath into the back. And as you're ready, come up, relax the arms down. All right, folks, go ahead and grab a sip of water, and let's talk about this first piece. All right, so we're focused on part A right now. We're going 3 sets. I'll talk about it, demonstrate it, leave time for questions. 30 seconds of a left arm waiter squat. You could also just do an unweighted squat here as well if you're just getting into this. Then we'll go into 30 seconds of an upright row on the left arm. We're gonna repeat that on the right side. Right arm squat, right arm upright row, and then we'll have our stretch time. So let's talk about these 2 movements. All right, so first, with the squat, if you're just getting into squatting, feel free to do it unweighted, but with a waiter squat, that refers to like a unilateral weight in the body. So you're gonna hold the weight in the left arm, and you wanna imagine if you were waiting tables and carrying a tray around, we hold it up at our shoulder height. And when you're holding the weight here, whether it's like a water bottle or even just your fist, you wanna think about actively pushing up. So I don't want this weight just to kind of be sunken down on my shoulder. So I'm pushing up, set my feet, toes having a slight angle out, heels planted, and now I'm gonna reach the opposite arm out as I set the hips back. Ideally, we'd like to get the hips below the knees if you have that range of motion, or you can use a chair or a bench and squat down as far as you're confident there, lightly touch ideally, and then stand. So if you're squatting to a surface, you wanna try to not just kind of like sit down, but just lightly touch and then stand, all right? So that's our waiter squat. The upright row. Everybody together now, you wanna stand tall. Imagine a string coming down from the ceiling or the sky that attaches to the outside of your elbow, and lift your elbow straight up, like there's just a string pulling your elbow straight up. This is our upright row position. From time to time, people, if you tend to be kind of rounded in your shoulders and you do this position, you may experience like a pinching in the front of the shoulder. So first, before you give up on the movement, check your posture. Stand tall, set that shoulder blade back, and now see if you can bring that elbow up without any pinching in the shoulder, okay? You can hold a weight for this, elbow high, control down, or the band. If you're using a band, what I recommend is just stand on one end, or if you want more resistance, you could stand on 2, and then I would just hold the band as if I'm holding a dumbbell, elbow high, okay? And if you're someone that you continuously feel that pinching position, don't continue to do reps and have a pinching the whole time. Instead, I would recommend coming into like a bent over row and doing a bent over row in place of the upright row. Any questions on those two exercises? So we have the waiter squat. We'll do it on the right arm second. So you would hold the weight or hold your arm up at your shoulder, squat down for 30 seconds. We'll have 15 seconds rest, and then we'll go into that high pull on the right side. After we've done both arms and both sides for the squats, I'll take you through some stretches. Questions before we start? All right, got the thumbs up. Thanks, Diane. All right, let's go ahead and get into position. We'll start with that waiter squat on the left side in 10 seconds. Remember, we're gonna have 3 sets here. So start light and you can build as you feel ready. And here we go, nice and controlled. Sink back, come down as far as you're able. Heels planted, chest tall. Not letting those knees dive in. Very good. Roll down, stand tall. Fantastic. 10 seconds left. This will be the pace that I'll demonstrate for most of the movements during the exercises today. And rest. Very good. Transitioning into the high pull. If you're someone that's a little bit more experienced or you're in a condition that you want to do faster reps, you don't have to mirror me. You're welcome to move faster during these. High pulls next. Shoulder blade back. And here we go. Elbow high. Nice and slow. Especially with warm-ups or when you're doing like kind of like a general fitness program, not training for competition, I do recommend having at least phases of your training focus on control of movements. It's going to help strengthen your tendons as well as your muscles. Good job. 10 seconds left. Doing great, everybody. Elbow as high as you can. And remember, your wrist should be below your elbow at the top. And rest. Good. That looks better, Diane. Yep. All right, we're going to go back to the squats. This time we're going to hold the weight in the right arm. So remember to support up and through, set the feet, and whenever you're ready, come on in. Controlling down, standing smooth. Even though I'm focused to keep the weight in my heels, I also focus to push my big toe down because that helps keep that whole foot planted. The arch of your foot is going to be activated, which is going to support the body all the way up the chain, the ankle, the knee, the hip, into the spine. Good job. Fantastic. And 3, 2, 1, rest and rotate. High pull on the right side. And remember, if it doesn't feel good on the shoulder for the high pulls, switch it out for this bent over row position. Okay? Otherwise, we'll focus on that elbow as high as we can, shoulder blade back. Here we go. Straight up, controlling it down. This is a good one to move with control. I have had silly moments where I've like knocked the weight into my chin. So make sure you don't come up so fast that you knock yourself in the head. Never feels good. Learn from my mistakes. Good job, everybody. 10 seconds left. I see some tails wagging in the screen. Happy pups. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Go ahead and grab a sip of water. It's always the right time of year to drink water, but especially in the summertime. Those of you coming at us from Arizona, I saw some 110s happening this week. Woo! Lots of water. All right, the first stretch we're gonna do is the cross-body lunge. So we're gonna set, let's go with your left foot forward first, nice and strong through the heel. Step that right foot back. You can stay on the ball of the foot, or I like to rock back onto the heel. Then we're gonna take the right arm, stretch it right out in front of you, grab that elbow, and now you're gonna pull across the body. As I'm pulling the shoulder across the body, I'm engaging the glute and gently shifting this hip forward to get a little opening on the front of the hip. Go pulsing. And then keep that front shin on the left foot vertical, and that heel planted on that left side. You want to avoid kind of shifting up onto that toe. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Place the right foot down, left foot back, left arm reaches out, grab the elbow, and pull across the body. Engage in that glute, shift the hip forward. Don't forget to breathe. All right, we're getting ready to go into the second set of 3. Depending upon where your activity's been recently, how your body's feeling, you may want to either rest this round and join us on round 3, or have this be your last round. If you're new to this, we always recommend to kind of start by pacing your way into it. Otherwise, we're going to start on that left arm waiter squat in 15 seconds. So if you felt confident on that last round and have a little heavier weight and you want to hold that, you can go up a little bit in weight. Otherwise, just stick with what you've been doing. Engage that core, set the feet, 2, 1, here we go. Reaching back, opposite arm reaches out as a counterbalance, stand strong, good. Sink back, and up, fantastic. Smooth breathing. Very good. 10 seconds left. Good job, and 3, 2, 1, rotating to the high pulls. I'll use the band this round. Remember with the bands, I mean, there's all different styles of bands. Some of them have handles on, you can just slip your foot right through it. Otherwise, I'll just stand on it, kind of wrap the hand around, shoulder back, and here we go. Focus on that elbow straight up to the ceiling, like there's a lever connected to the outside of the elbow. Not a lever, what would the word be? I like thinking of those marionette puppets, you know, where they dance around, like in The Sound of Music, halfway. Good work. Straight up. Excellent. I see some of you choosing that bent over row. That's excellent. And rest. All right, that's the left side. Same thing on the right side. We're gonna go back to the squats first. Set the feet, and here we go. Slowly sit back. Excellent. Got some nice humidity in Georgia today. Not really used to that coming from Arizona. But I do remember it from Ohio. Very good. That's it, staying strong in the core, planted through the feet, and 3, 2, 1, rotate. High pulls on the right, or bent over rows. All right, chest tall, shoulder back, and begin when you're ready. Very nice. If you can pull that elbow a little higher, up above the shoulder, that's better, Diane. Kathy, I can't quite see your top position, but I trust you're doing it well. There you go, looks great, Kathy. Thanks for the switch. 10 seconds left. Nice job, Sharon. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Awesome. All right, so this next, I would call it more of a mobility piece than a stretch. Anyone that does have that pinching, this is a really good one for you to do it daily or a couple times a day. I'm going to show 2 options. These are our thoracic rotations. For those of you that know them, hand behind the head, seated. We go elbow to the opposite thigh. You're going to sit tall, and then you're going to rotate, looking over that shoulder as far as you can. So it's down, sit tall, and rotate. You can also do these down on the floor, and we call them quadruped rotations. Up on the palms is one option, down on the forearms is a second option. I'll show it on the palms first. Hand behind the head, elbow to elbow. Let's get about 8 rotations on each arm. I'm gonna do them on the ground. You can choose whichever position feels best for you. Those of you supported on the ground, pay attention to your bottom shoulder as well. So don't let your body like sink into it. Instead, lift up out of it. Should feel like you're like wringing out your body like a towel. Get some good opening through the rib cage. I have no idea how many I did, but we'll go ahead and switch sides. Hand behind the head. All right, we're 2 sets down in our first circuit. 1 to go. If you've been sore recently, or again, if this is your first class or 2, then maybe just hang out, kind of march in place, keep some blood flow going, but give your body a break from these next set of reps. Couple more. Fantastic. All right. Drink of water. We're going to start in just over 30 seconds. A little bit longer break on this one. And if you don't currently have a routine of like stretching outside of the classes that you attend, you know, a good time to do that would be when you're gonna brush your teeth in the morning or night. Just pick a couple stretches that would serve your body well, or mobility pieces, and then just build that into your evening and morning routine. Or commercial breaks if you like a television program that you like to watch. Set those feet, 3, 2, 1, waiter squat, last time on the left. Sinking back, drive through the feet, engage those glutes as you stand. Very good. That's the way, 10 seconds left. And 2, 1, rotate. High pulls next. Jenny, I'm not ignoring you today. I don't know if you know that your camera's not on, so it's good to have you in class. If you feel like turn your camera on, we always love to see your face. And 3, 2, 1, high pulls, left arm. Smooth breathing, high elbow, there you are. Hey, Jenny. I thought maybe she doesn't know we can't see her. Very good. 10 seconds left. Excellent. 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Last set of squats, go into the right arm. Set the feet hip width apart, slight toe out. And whenever you're ready, sinking back, driving through your full foot. Heel pushes into the ground as well as that big toe. Your little toes will typically follow whatever that big toe's doing. He kind of leads the way, or she, whatever gender you want to give your toes. 10 seconds now. Good job. And 3, 2, 1. Final set of high pulls. All right. I guess I used the weight, the other arm. We'll keep it symmetric. Shoulder blade back. 2, 1. Here we go. Elbow up. Controlling down. Listen to your breathing. Try to keep it nice and consistent. Good work. Awesome. 10 seconds left. Fantastic. 2, 1. Shake it out. All right. You can either do some spinal rotations on the floor, or I'm going to show our seated rotations. So one more stretch here until we talk about the next circuit. So seated, I can either sit with my feet planted, or I can cross one leg over to go a little bit, actually, I would cross that leg over to go a little bit deeper. Right hand to the left thigh, left hand to the left shoulder. We're going to roll this elbow into a circular pattern backwards, like I'm trying to make a circle around like a nice big softball or a small pumpkin, or like one of the squash in my mom's garden. Laura, we did enjoy that zucchini, by the way. It made it all the way to Colorado before we finally put it in a dish. It was great. Thank you very much. All right, same thing other side. Sit tall. You get to keep the feet flat or cross one leg over. A seated twist, pulling your body around as you circle the elbow back 10 times. All right, very good. Let's talk about part B. All right, so now you want to focus on what's in the red box. So we're doing 2 sets. We'll have our rest in between exercises. We're gonna do a good morning followed by a plank. And I gave a range there. So we'll do 30 seconds of the hinging pattern with the good morning, and then you'll have between 30 and 60 seconds for the plank. And you just wanna adjust that based upon yourself, what makes sense for you. We wanna hold a nice strong effort without going to absolute failure. So let's talk about the two movements. All right, our good morning we did as part of the warm up. I called it a waiter's bow at that point. Same idea. I mean, you can do it unweighted with the arms crossed and we're hinging forward, getting a stretch in the back and the hamstrings. Or if you're fairly flexible, this should be right about your bottom position. So you don't want to go so far down that you then start to round. You want to be long in the spine, stand tall. There's a slight bend in my knees, but the movement largely happens at the hips. I'm holding solid as I bend forward, standing from there, okay? You can do this with your body weight, or you can add some weight. I can hold a dumbbell up against my chest, cross the arms against my chest, and then hinge from there. A dumbbell, a water bottle, any kind of odd objects works as well. Once you finish the good morning, we'll take a second to shake it out. Then we'll move into a plank. You can do your plank with your arms elevated, hands on a chair, a couch, the side of the couch, the back of the couch, whatever that you can do to hold a nice strong position. And you can either hold up on the hands, or if you want, you could hold down on the forearms like we often do on the ground, up to you. We want to avoid this, okay, or like sunken down through the shoulders. So I'm pushing up against gravity the whole time. On the floor, very similar. Recommend down on the forearms, give the wrists a little bit of a break, holding here, okay? Again, we'll spend a full 60 seconds, but make the adjustments for yourself on how far you want to hold there. Any questions on the good morning or the plank? We're going to be doing 2 rounds of that. All right. Let's go ahead and get ready for that good morning. I'm actually going to hold the PVC behind my head just to kind of have it be a little bit more easier to see with all the colors. We're going to go in 10 seconds. Slight bend in the knees, strong in the core, long spine. 2, 1, nice and controlled. Setting the hips back, bowing forward. Stand and squeeze the glutes. Very good. Just think about keeping that belly button like pulled in, like rock the hips back so you don't overextend the low back. Hinging over and stand. Good job, looking smooth. Up. 2, 1, and rest. Very good. We're rotating to the plank next. I'll give you every 15 seconds or so as we move through. 2, 1, here we go. Another way you could do this time period is you could come down and rest for a moment and then come back into the position and just hold as much of the time period as makes sense for you. That's 15 seconds down of the minute. Breathe, continue to lift up. There's 30 seconds. Very good. Don't let those hips drop down. Keep lifting up. Think about lifting right between the shoulder blades. That's our 45-second mark. Holding strong. Strengthening that core is going to help your back be nice and strong. Good spine. And 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Rest out of that. All right. First stretch we're going to do is our upper body pec stretch. Feel free to get a drink first. So if you have a doorway or a wall or a tree, in this instance, I'm going to just kind of, you can go like elbow and forearm up on the post, the elbow about shoulder height, or I'm going to do more of an outstretched arm this time. This works well too if you just have a flat wall and you can't really pin the arm very well. You're going to step the inside leg forward and then just gently lean forward and through your upper body. So kind of elongates through the chest. With this arm outstretched, I feel a lot actually in like my front of my elbow a little bit. but I'm also opening through the chest here. And I'm turning my torso away so that you get a nice opening on the front side of the body. Very good. Same thing, other arm. Don't mind my back to you this time. So place the hand, inside leg steps forward, lean into it, turn your body away. Feel free to relax the eyes closed while you breathe. And shake it out. All right, very good. Quick drink of water. We'll do set 2 of 2, about 25 seconds till we go.
Donna, when doing the plank, it gets to me between my upper back, between my shoulder blades. I feel it. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you're using those muscles. What is it? Does it feel like a pinching or fatigue?
Just kind of hurts.
Okay.
Like pinching.
All right, maybe, Laura, come to a wall and do like a plank against the wall where you're gonna not just hold stationary the whole time, but sink in a little bit and push away. Try to get some movement between those shoulder blades a little bit.
Okay, it's been, yeah, my neck, you know, my neck and that upper is not my best area. And I've been feeling it lately, not with this necessarily, but just in general, been having some trouble.
Okay, we're gonna do some neck stretches at the end of class today as well.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for asking. You guys are always welcome to come on and ask questions. It helps me guide what you might be needing to know. All right, good morning. Stand tall, slight bend in the knees. Here we go. Send those hips back. Engage the glutes. Very good. Continue to brace through the core as you hinge over. And just pay attention, those knees should be slightly bent, but not continuing to bend as you move. So the movement happens at the hips. Pushing the hips back, engaging the glutes to stand. Very good. 1 or 2 more. Straight up. 2, 1, and rotate to the plank. Or Laura's gonna do those standing like wall retractions, getting some movement between the shoulder blades. Remember, you can do an elevated plank. I'll show that this round. And whenever you're ready, here we go. You can go on the forearms or on the palms. I'll give you every 15 seconds here. Only hold as long as you can hold a good, strong position. There's 15. And if you're more experienced, there's an infinite number of ways that you can make a regular plank more challenging. A simple way would be like a 3-legged plank. You can lift one leg up every 15 seconds and switch. That's halfway. That's our 30-second mark if you're going for 60. Very good. That's 45. Lifting and holding, coming down and resting when you need. 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna repeat our quadruped rotations. I think that's something that a lot of us can benefit from. And oftentimes just one time doesn't really do the job. So again, you can do it seated. I'll show it from this side this time, elbow to elbow, up and rotate. Let's go 8 on each side, or this time I'll show it on the ground from the forearms. So I'm down on the forearms, hand behind the head, elbow to elbow, up and open. Inhale as you close, exhale, and look over that shoulder as you open. Take your time in that open position. Allow the body to feel that end range. What I said, 8, so I got 3 more. Excellent. If you haven't switched sides, go ahead and switch sides. Exhale as you rotate, get all the air out of the lungs. You can get a little more rotation when the lungs aren't full of air. After your rotations, we're going to go behind the back stretch once again. Extend those arms out, standing or seated. And if you remember from when we did it in warm-up, you can go that forward bend and arms pull up to overhead. Or just stay standing and think about lifting the arms as you engage that core. So we don't want to lift the arms and arch the back. Staying strong there. And shake it out. There we go. We just have one more section left, and then we'll have some time to stretch at the end. As I'm talking here, if you want to roll through your shoulders forward and back, you can also go into our elbow rolls. Or elbow rotations would probably be more appropriate. And I'd also would like you to kind of wake up the wrists a little bit, rolling those wrists around. So just work on that while I talk about this next piece. Just give me a quick little circuit. We have 3 movements. We're gonna work for 4 minutes, cycling between mountain climbers, 12 or 6 per leg, pull aparts with the band or an imaginary band, and 4 no push-up burpees, elevated or from the ground. So let's talk about those 3 movements. All right. There's basically 2 variations of each, so I'm going to show both variations each time. First, the mountain climber. You can do it elevated, where your hands are on the chair or on a bench, and you bring the one knee towards the one elbow, the other knee towards the other elbow. Holding the head neutral. Remember, it's going to be 6 per leg. From there, the other option would be down on the ground, and you would step one foot up, step the other foot up, bringing your foot as close to your hand as you can while keeping your hips fairly square, so we don't want these hips like rocking around a whole lot. Keep that core solid. All right? So mountain climbers, and then we go into pull aparts. If you don't have an exercise band, just imagine that you do. Bring the hands together in front of your body and then pull them back behind. Bring them together, squeeze. It's just a chest opener here. If you have one of those resistance bands, we'll do that same thing with the band. Hold the band, I don't know, about a foot between your hands, and now you're gonna pull it apart, reach together. When you have the band, you're not gonna reach your arms back as far as you do if you're unbanded. That would be the right way to say that. And again, we wanna watch. There's that tendency for our body to like shrug those shoulders up to the ears, shoulder blades set back, and now you're gonna separate out. Okay? So those 8 reps there. Our third movement is that no push-up burpee. So from the elevated position, it looks like this. I step back, I step up, engage the glutes, reach up to overhead. Alternate which leg you step back and up with. Engage those glutes, stand tall. Off the ground, top of the push-up, step up, reach up. You can do a little hop at the top if you feel comfortable to do so. Step back, step up, and hop, okay? If you are fairly advanced with this and feel confident, you can also do like a jumping, where I'd reach down, hop back, hop up, hop to overhead. So either step or hop, however is appropriate for you. Just 4 of those. So again, it goes 12, 8, 4, 12 mountain climbers, 8 pull aparts, 4 no push-up burpees. And we just cycle that through for 4 minutes. You can either follow along with me, or you can move at whatever speed feels best for you. Who has questions? All right, 30 seconds till we start. Or if you want longer than 4 minutes, you can start anytime you want. 12 mountain climbers, 8 pull aparts, 4 no push-up burpees. Ten seconds. Mountain climbers to start. 3, 2, 1, here we go. I'm gonna alternate which one I do modified and which one I do from the ground. 12 reps here. I'll come as close as I can to 12 while I'm still talking. Good job. And standing tall. We go into those band pull aparts next. Set the shoulder blades back and down, tall through the chest. 8 reps here. Reaching forward, pull them open. Breathing smooth. Good. 7. And right about 8. Excellent. 4 no push-up burpees next. Alternating which leg steps back and up. So one time the left leg, next time the right leg. Engage those glutes to pull yourself tall. Very good. And from those no push-up burpees, we go right back to the mountain climbers. I'm going to do this round from the floor. 6 total. Start them whenever you're ready. 6 on each leg, I should say. Very good. From the mountain climbers to the pull aparts. Set the shoulder blades back and down. Reach in front of the body. Open smooth. Good job. And after 8, we'll go to the no push-up burpee next. Especially those of you supporting on the ground or anytime you support on your hands. Spread those fingers wide. Make a really wide handprint. That's going to help your wrist. So then your palms absorbing most of the impact and not so much through the wrist. So big hands on the ground like you're trying to make a really big handprint or on your bench. Very good. All right, we're going to go through one more full round. We've got about 40 seconds left officially, so it'll probably take us a little bit over on the estimated time frame. That's okay. If you need to rest, rest whenever. 12 mountain climbers, 6 per leg. Like I said, I'm going to finish out this 3rd round, so feel free to move with me. After those 12 mountain climbers, going back to those band pull aparts. Or imaginary. I'll do that one without the band this time. Just reach in front of the body, palms away, reaching back. You can do it low, or you can do them up at chest level. Either way, biggest thing I want you to focus on here is not letting those shoulders shrug up. So back and down with the shoulders. Wake up the muscles in the back. All right, and the final 4 reps here of the no push-up burpee. Step it back. Step it up, engage the glutes and stand. All right, and maybe one more. Got a little off track on time and reps, that's okay. All right, finish up what you're working on and give yourself a round of applause. And high fives. Good work. Grab some water. All right. So those upright rows can sometimes kind of trigger our traps to really start to be activated. So I wanted to start with some cool down exercises, taking our neck through some ranges of motion. So you can either sit for these or I'll start standing. I'm just going to relax the shoulders back and gently we're going to bring one ear towards one shoulder, the other ear towards the other shoulder. And I'll be showing you a little bit of how you can give some overpressure into some of these stretches. I can't emphasize enough how with the neck, you need to be very gentle with the overpressure. So never trying to force anything. From that side to side lateral flexion, let's go into some rotation. Look over one shoulder, look to the center, look over the other shoulder. And try to pay attention that your head is stacked right on top of your hips. Make sure that you're not forward through your posture as you do this. So shoulders back, broad chest, stack that head right on top of the spine and hips. Very good. And once you've done that, now we're going to go chin to the chest and up towards the sky. Chin to the chest, up towards the ceiling. One more there. All right. From here, we're going to go back through a similar pattern, but now we're going to show the overpressure you can do. So first, you can pretend that I'm sitting in a chair, or you could do this kneeling. I'm going to go left side first. So shoulder blade back and down, palm up. I'm going to sit right down on that palm. So I'm kneeling currently, but you could be seated in a chair. I'm going to angle to the side a little bit. So I'm nice and tall, pulling the shoulder blade back and down. I'm going to pull that chin in like I'm trying to make a double or triple chin. Then I'm going to take my right hand on the left side of the back of the head, and very gently, I'm going to encourage my chin towards that right collarbone. So I'm looking to isolate to feel that stretch just to the left side of the spine in the back of the neck. So that tucked position where you're trying to retract or pull that chin in is really important to be able to feel this stretch. And again, I'm just gently encouraging that position. And relax out of that. Let's go same thing to the other side. Palm up. You can kind of traction that shoulder back and down. Sit tall, pull that chin in, and then gently pull the chin towards the opposite collarbone. Feel free to relax the eyes closed and breathe. Very good. Shake that out. Round the shoulders. All right, from here, we're gonna go to our rotations where you'll sit tall or stand tall. You're gonna look over one shoulder, then we'll take the 2 fingers up on the cheekbone. Off the jaw could be a little bit more sensitive, so right up on the cheekbone. Give a little overpressure, then relax. Same thing the other side. We'll go 2 each direction. Look over that shoulder. 2 fingers up on the cheekbone. And relax. Fantastic. Once more each way. And you don't need to hold these stretches for any kind of extended period, usually just about like 5 to 10 seconds or so. Like other direction, more repetition would be more beneficial than a longer duration of the stretch. So doing like between 2 and 5 of each motion would be more beneficial than like holding for like 30 to 60 seconds and kind of getting that neck stuck in one spot. And then the last thing, the flexion and extension. So I'll gently bring the chin towards the chest, palms up on the head, and little overpressure here. You should feel that right in the back of the neck. Just gently encourage it to open. And then you'll relax out of that. To stretch up, you're gonna go palms right over the collarbones, and then I'm gonna give a downward tissue pull as I gently look up towards the ceiling or sky. Relax there, good job. Once more each way. Sit tall, chin towards the chest, very gently on the top of the head. Relax there, hands on the collarbones. Pull that skin down as you look up. Very good. From here, a couple more stretches. I'm going to show the quad stretch lying on the side. You can also do this standing. Sometimes it helps to wrap a towel around the foot. We're going to do this version here. We're going to lie down. You can come on the elbow or on the outstretched arm, top foot, bringing the heel towards the glute. Very good. Got kitty cats in view. All right, relax there, switch sides. Jenny, I'm curious to hear how Anne's doing with your dog. The last we heard, she had just brought the dog home. Looks like she's coming off mute. Very good. Once you've done that, we're going to go a figure 4 stretch. I'm going to show it seated, but you're welcome to be on your back with the leg crossed over. So last one here, right foot to the left thigh, seated, sit tall, and gently lean forward. You can give a little overpressure on the knee if you'd like, or if this is giving you a pretty strong stretch, then just hang out there. Last one, then we'll go ahead and stop the video for the day, and then you ladies can catch up with your stories. We'll have a couple minutes before we get on the road. Headed to Carolina Beach today. Go ahead and switch sides. Same thing other side. Sit tall, gentle overpressure. Very good. And then don't remember those spinal twists as well. Looking over one shoulder, twist side to side. Remember, if you feel stiff after the workouts, think about what did your body do? What stretches can you do? Many of you should have received an email with some of the links to the stretches included there. I also asked for some feedback in a couple areas. So if you have a chance to reply to that email, give me some feedback as we kind of evolve and grow the class. It's always appreciated. All right, stay hydrated, stay healthy, and thanks everybody for coming today. Go ahead and stop the recording.
Thank you.